Hi, I'm Maggie Coolidge. I'm from Vancouver, BC. I'm a university student in my third year. I'm an English major. I minor in both philosophy and women's studies. So I'm very interested in gender and sexuality and women's rights as well as men's rights, political science. Yeah, I'm a big nerd, sort of.
It's awesome to finally get to meet you. I've been totally looking forward to getting to actually connect with you. So
Thank you.
yeah, thanks for coming. You have an awesome attitude about all this. This is your very first time doing anything like this, and want to talk about why you chose to do it.
Okay, well, I mean, the short answer is I really like my sexuality. I have a very good relationship with my own body. So, and I always have, really. I mean, I have super positive, awesome parents. They're still together and very much in love. I hesitate to say sexual, because obviously I haven't seen that side of the relationship, but I mean, I live in a sex-positive environment and a gender-positive environment as well. But, that being said, I mean, I'm still part of the real world, and I've seen a lot of stuff that I have just found to be really, really abhorrent and offensive, like especially on the internet, like pornography-wise. There's some examples that I won't get into, like, you know, Disney porn and stuff like that. No, that exists.
Whoa.
That's not a joke. You Google that. Yeah, but so I sort of, when I became aware of the opportunity to make sex positive personal masturbation porno, I was totally like, wow, that sounds really terrific, and
Awesome.
where can I sign, kind of thing.
Wonderful. Yeah, I know. It was totally great just getting your emails, and you were like, yeah, you were like so enthusiastic.
Yeah, well, I think there's a real niche for it, given that, I mean, we have such a huge community especially in Vancouver, but in the world, really, a huge community of people who are all going about their daily lives and either hiding their sexuality or showcasing it violently, or, you know, or there's obviously the people who are having a really positive experience, but, I mean, that's a secret, and that's the problem, is that things that are good are often kept private, and things that are bad are often public, and so that's why I'm trying to put some positive stuff that's a little private out there.
Excellent. That's wonderful. So you're just a very genuine, deep-thinking person.
Yeah, you could say that. A bit of a philosopher, you know.
Yeah, I know you do poetry too. Do you
Yes,
yeah.
yes, that's true. I'm published in a few things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you ever write erotic poetry? I never asked you that. So.
Do I what?
Do you write erotic poetry?
Well, oh my goodness. That would be a silly question, because is there any poetry that is not erotic?
Oh.
You know, Pablo Picasso, who is also a Scorpio snake, he said art can only be erotic. And that's really true, because even if we're not observing it erotically, the core of everything is always sexual. I really believe that. So, I mean, do I write erotic poetry? Well, I mean, only on days that end in a Y.
I thought that you put that in your bio actually too, about anal stimulation.
Yes.
You're like, well, maybe.
Oh, well, I mean, so Christmas, my birthday are out. Oh wait, no.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to masturbation, tell us a little bit about what you like to do.
Well, I mean, I am a sauna girl, so I have a sauna at my house.
Nice.
I have a basement suite. Yeah, I'm really lucky, actually. So, I mean, that's why I keep, you know, my skin nice and clean, and I go in the sauna a lot, and occasionally I bust a few of my own nuts in there, you know, but
I love hearing a girl say that, bust a nut.
I love hearing a girl say it, because you really do, like, it's a very visceral, like, it feels like something, like, one of my friends says, did you explode? Did you explode? And that's her way of saying, like, did you climax? And I always say, did I bust a nut? Yes, I did. Nice.
So you do talk a lot with your friends about sexuality? Of
course, yeah. Especially my close friends. But I talk about sexuality with anyone who it comes up with, and it does come up a lot in, like, papers I write for school, especially English papers. You'd be surprised. Like, one of the first things I ever studied in Lit in first year was the Canterbury Tales, which has got quite a few passages about, you know, exploring female sexuality and the empowerment of, well, what is not said, but literally the clitoris. And, I mean, that's, I talk about sex a lot. I think sex is a big deal.
Right on. Well, when it comes to the clitoris, what do you think of yours, and what do you like to do to it?
Well, I think very highly of my clitoris. I like I like to make it as big as possible. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, maybe some people say size doesn't matter. I would say that size certainly matters to an extent, right? And for me, I can only achieve a really fulfilling orgasm if my clitoris is like fully erect, like a little bit swollen. You know, it's gotta be stimulated, and that's where. I mean, that brings me back to the whole thing about the overview I have of sexuality. Is that I think that all women should have fully erect clitorises at least once a day, everywhere in the world, and I think that would be an admirable goal.
That would be beautiful.
It would be beautiful.
I see in here, well, can you tell us about how you first discovered masturbation?
Oh, that's a funny story, actually. Well, I mean, I know a lot of dance as a kid, and I did some ballet, and I was wearing, we had gotten these new, thicker, I want to say tights, but they weren't really tights like this. They were tights like very silky kind of, and they were for a performance. And it was after a performance I had done that I had been, not a main character, but an important one in the performance. I was 11, I think. Yeah, I was 11. And I came home, and I was sort of hesitating to take off my costume because it was so beautiful, and I had like a real frilly tutu, and this is totally Lolita shit, but and I was just sort of noticing the creases that my vagina made in the tights, and I was sort of, it was the first time I ever remember being consciously aware of the effect that clothing has in hugging my body and the sexual part of my body. Yeah. So of course, being an 11-year-old girl, I hadn't really, I mean, I know that a lot of women do masturbate by that time, but I hadn't yet. And so I started touching the creases, like, you know, in my sexual area, and it was so stimulating. I found that I couldn't actually stop, and then I sort of did that for, I don't know, maybe half an hour or something, and all of a sudden I felt like I exploded, and it was my first orgasm.
Wow. Oh, that is like, oh my god, so many people's wet dream. Wow. That's an awesome story.
A little tutu, yeah.
You had a tutu on?
Yeah, it was like one of those.
Oh my god.
Tutus are like straight across. Like tutus are like, I think they're usually 6-tiered, but this was like 3-tiered, so it was more like a little fluffy skirt. But
oh my gosh, awesome!
Cool.
That is so beautiful. Right on. Well, do you still ever masturbate over clothes? Do you still like that kind of thing?
Never really. I find it. I mean, with my underwear on, definitely and frequently, you know, and that's often how I start having sex, like with my partner. Yeah. But no, I like to take all the clothes off. I mean, I'm a nude person. Yeah.
You know, you seem like it. I can share that though. It takes one to know one.
Yeah,
totally. For sure. That's awesome. Do you find yourself masturbating? I just want to ask this real quick though, because I see that you've masturbated a few times outside of, you know, your bed and stuff. You list a few places.
Saunas, yeah, I like saunas. I'm just trying to think. I mean, obviously in my car, when I used to drive my parents' car, my mom's car, my brother's car, once when I was borrowing his car. There was one time when I worked at the Bay that I actually, it was during the Christmas season, so it was really busy and no one noticed that I kind of snuck off, and I actually masturbated in the bathroom, in the back, because it was sort of funny. I had eaten a whole bunch, they kept handing out chocolates, and I know that, I've read that it's about 200 calories an orgasm, and I'm like a staunch fitness fanatic, you know, and I've read that it's about 200 calories an orgasm for a 130-pound woman to achieve a full orgasm. So I was kind of thinking, like, I've eaten a lot of these chocolates. I really, like, I want to go hit the gym, but because it was Christmas time, the gym closed early.
Oh, that's hilarious. You masturbated to exercise?
I always do, and I mean, I think it is the best form of exercise. It's the ultimate way to tone your abs.
Oh, it totally is, yeah.
It's great cardio, and I read, again, it's 200 calories an orgasm, which is a lot of calories.
That is hilarious. That is so awesome. I think that everybody should adopt that attitude.
Definitely.
Right on. Well, I'm going to go get some chocolate, and then we're going to go exercise. I'm serious, actually. I have some truffles. So
wonderful.
Yeah, cool. Gosh, well, thank you so much, Maggie. I'm totally stoked that you're here.
It was really great to meet you. Really great to be here as well, although I spilled some tea on my boob.
Oh, no. Well, let's get that off. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.